They are a beloved staple here in Atlanta, and in this room right here, this is where King of Pops are made. Thousands of them before they are loaded up in those famous carts you see all around town. And in this episode of the Lucie Spotlight Series, we're sitting down with the co-founder, Steve Carse. Lucie, the name means light. The majority of our team has worked in newsrooms throughout the country. We've seen the negatives. At Lucie, we explore the positives. And through this video series, we spotlight them. People, places, businesses, nonprofits, you name it. Storytelling is at the heart of our company, and we know sharing a story makes connections. It's simple, informative, and empowering. So without further ado, let's go. Steve, thank you so much for joining us. Congrats on your success.
Thank you.
I mean, you guys are an Atlanta staple and then growing beyond.
Yeah.
Why don't we go back to the very early days? You're working an insurance job and something happens. Tell us what happened. Walk us through that.
Yeah, 2008, I was at AIG. It's a large insurance company, and it happened to be one of the big headlines of the Great Recession. So, watching the news to kind of see what's going on with your company is never the place you want to be.
Right.
Saw several layoffs, made it through 2 or 3, and then I got laid off. So I had this dream of starting this business with my brothers. So in the back of my mind, I felt like even if I do this for 1 year, that'll be a good investment. And here we are 15 years later.
So the Pilates, they'd been around for forever. So how do you break into that market? What was your differentiator?
So we got inspired by the super high quality ingredients, interesting flavor combinations, mixing them together. And honestly, the first 3 or 4 months, we tried to just replicate what they were doing, and it wasn't as good. It was kind of, our breakthrough, I think, was like incorporating what we like about food where we live in the South. So whether that's banana pudding, which isn't like, that's not a typical Latin flavor, but is one of our best. A lot of stuff with peach and the fruits and flavors that we're used to here, sweet tea and lemonade. I think once we did that, combined with the idea of super high ingredients, all handmade, I think that's where we really started to stand out on the product side of things.
So you're sitting at Buddy's with one of your carts.
Yep.
What is going through your mind during that time?
So I get a cart, I've got a shared kitchen down the street. I push the cart up there for about a little over half mile. It's not a bad push, but I pass construction sites and I've got like all these kind of funky flavors like tangerine basil and, pineapple habanero. They look at it, they're like, maybe strawberry or something, I don't want that. Past an elementary school or preschool, same thing, all just getting to my spot. So I sit there the first couple days and I'm like, okay, yeah, this was a horrible mistake. But what happened, there's just enough, and Atlanta's great in this way. It's a very supportive culture for startup business. People kind of wanted me to succeed, so eventually, like a nice mom walks up, buys a grapefruit mint, bought it, walks back to her car. It's just kind of like staring at me as she eats it. And I'm like, is this like a health inspector? Like, what is she doing? Am I about to get shut down? She walks back and I'm like literally turning my body away from her, just trying to make her disappear in my mind. And she buys 5 more. She said, I want to take these to my neighbors, have them try them. And that really was the catalyst. Once people tried the product, they could tell that it was really high quality and we were putting a lot of energy and thought into that.
Let's go back to that moment where you're kind of turning your back.
Yeah.
And you think this woman might be a health inspector.
Yeah.
So many business owners at a point, they're like, I don't know if this is going to work out. Explain what you can teach them from your experience about keep pushing forward and having belief in what you're doing.
Yeah, I think it sounds, hokey to say out loud, but in our business in particular, you don't really fail until you just quit. So it's really just up to you. It's different maybe than if you have like a 20,000 square foot 4-wall business and you've got a lease. Like you can just they can come and shut you down. But for us, it's all about hustle. And I think usually that lesson can be applied to most parts of your life, certainly most business, where just keep adjusting. We never really aspired to do like hockey stick growth. So I think that kept us in a fairly safe spot. We've grown like 20 to 30%. And like our good friend Warren Buffett, like that compounds over time, so it starts to make a bigger difference. Like people, when they say we've blown up, I'm like, have we?
Well, speaking of growth, where do you plan on taking this growth-wise? Where do you want to be in the next 5-10 years?
Yes, we've really focused on our cart product. So started with the cart, we branched out like crazy. We have a farm, we had a food distribution business that we recently sold. We did tree elves, we have a couple bars, we have ice cream that we started to put in products. So we kind of spread too wide, thinking like, this is fun, and I do think that's fun. But we're really focused on the cart experience. We started franchising in COVID. It was like our pivot to basically stay in business. People used to call and say like, hey, could I get a cart and sell in my neighborhood? And we'd be like, thanks, but no thanks, we're flattered. When you're facing something like a pandemic and someone calls and they're willing to pay you money, you just kind of like, okay, let's get rolling. So now we have franchisees as far north as DC, as far west as Denver, and we're helping them start their business. Really, it's the exact same strategy. It's show up at events, give them a great experience. If it's not a great event, let that be your marketing spend instead of spending a bunch of money on impressions on Instagram and stuff like that. We are about a little less than a half mile from the Beltline, and this is just where I lived. We started at Irwin Street Market in a shared kitchen. I could walk to the Buddies, our first spot, and then this is about another. It's all within a 1 mile bubble. So this is our area. It's where we have the most community, the most support, where we want to kind of impact and make a change, and we love it here.
Well, let's go check it out.
Yeah, let's check it out.
All right, so we're here at King of Pop's headquarters, second floor, mainly offices, but right when you walk in, I'm seeing kind of this wall of fame. Tell us about this. Lots of earned media.
A lot of little bit of everything. We got AJC, the early days. Dad's Garage actually did a musical about us.
Oh, that's cool.
A post-apocalyptic musical, so that was pretty surreal.
How did a lot of this come about? Did you guys pitch them, or they just saw the traction that King of Pops was making and reached out?
It's just fans. It's like, you know, our banker was a customer, and he said, hey, you guys got a banker? The guy that got us into Whole Foods, the buyer of Whole Foods, was a customer. The person that wrote this musical that wanted to get it, you know, they were just somebody that was coming up to the cart, chatting with us. You kind of never really think about who these people are, but they all are doing like things. Yeah. And you just forget about that, and you're like, customer, here, have your stuff. So yeah, these are just, I would say, mainly fans like that happen to be working at places, and they wanted to kind of share what they think is a kind of a cool story. Here we are.
So tell us about this room, and then you showed me a little bit of piece of history.
Yeah, this is our break room slash R&D kitchen. So this is where our amazing Frosty Freak lead, Jessica Luna, is making new pops all the time. Is also our very first machine. So it's about 16 years old, 15 years old. Makes 88 pops at a time. Whereas in our freeze room, we can make about 15,000 a day if we're humming. So that's the scale, that's the growth. We've got this room here, and then next to it we've got where we're doing all the mixing and blending. They've got a little pass-through freezer there where the barrels start to chill. Getting stuff cold is the name of the game. And then after the pops get packaged, they go into the big freezer. And then once a week we take them on a truck to warehouses, wherever they're gonna go, yeah.
All right, so we just saw where the magic happens. Where are we going next?
We're gonna go where the selling happens, another part of the magic.
Okay, all right.
Well, this is where they're setting up to go out each day. A lot of security.
Forget it.
So in here, pretty simple business, but we've got a bunch of carts, a bunch of chalkboards, a bunch of rainbow umbrellas. You grab your cart out of the warehouse area, and then you go into the packing area, and you pick your flavors. Some freezers are full, some are empty, but we're constantly just cycling through flavors here. And this is gonna go out in the cart. So we still, we franchised our business, but we still operate the Midtown and Downtown Atlanta territories. And so we kind of want to understand keep it fresh where we understand how the business is working. So we've got 5 pickup trucks out of here, and it's about half of our employees are folks that are out vending. So pretty simple business.
How many cars do you all have in here?
We have about 20 here.
Okay.
And just for context of the business, we'll send out about 120 on a busy Saturday.
Okay.
Company-wide.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And where are y'all getting these cards?
They're from Mexico, yeah. They're pretty common design, so there's a lot of suppliers of them, but there's still a little bit of finagling to get just the umbrella holder in the correct place and how you want your cold plates set up and all the little details.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But new flavors coming through here. We do a lot of pickups here. We do a lot of deliveries from here, and then we're mainly just taking the carts out and about.
Well, we see all the flavors. We got the chocolate sea salt, cookies and cream, banana, orange cream, Texas marg. What's your favorite?
Favorites, I have to say 2, but my favorite on a hot day is blackberry ginger lemonade. My favorite, if I'm just eating one, is still the banana pudding. Mm-hmm. But there's some big ones coming up that are really nice, so it's hard to...
Can you share that or no?
Yeah, I mean, we have this road trip campaign going on where it's basically flavors from around the South. You collect all the sticks you get to come here and design a flavor with us, and then we pay for a road trip. We've got a camper van and a bunch of little prizes associated with it. So we've got 5 flavors. One of them right there is peach iced tea, Miami mojito, blackberry bramble. The peach iced tea is for Charleston. We have a cola float for none other than Atlanta, and then a spicy Texas margarita. Of those, they're all so good. They're really on point right now with the stuff they're making, but probably the Miami mojito. It's mango mojito. It's delicious.
Awesome.
Really good, yeah.
All right,
So we're all suited up. So this is setting the sticks in one at a time. Takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Can't really not do it. Once the sticks are in, we're pouring the molds. So you pour, each of them are hand poured, 22 per mold. Once that happens, you drop them in here, and it takes about 15 minutes if the machines are running well to make it all the way through to here. You put the mold into this, you pull it out, you got the pops there, and then they go into a bin like this, and they drop it on the line. So, and we'll show you what it looks like. Last step, they roll into the freezer so they can head out to the streets.
So we just saw where the pops...
Freeze room.
Yep, freeze room.
This is the mix room. So we're making these 55-gallon barrels. We'll do 7 or 8 barrels a day. They go into the little holding freezer. That'll start chilling them, and they make their way into the freeze room.
So earlier you had mentioned the big freezer. Here it is.
Yeah, I think Luna's coming out right now. There she is, packing up a box, but we got, you just living here? We have about 7 or 8 pallets ready to go. Go ahead.
All right.
And these will go out into the world as fast as we possibly can. We want to get these pops on carts, sold to people. So,
and it took you guys a while to get all these systems in place.
Yeah, we got it figured out. Yeah, I mean, that freezer will get completely filled in the winter because we're kind of stocking up. And then as it gets hotter and hotter, the pops start moving out immediately. They're on the carts in 2 or 3 days at this point for at least the Atlanta market.
So how many pops are on just one of those pallets?
25 pops in a box, about 5,000 pops on a pallet.
So you guys just since 2010 have had to figure out a ton of logistics.
Yeah, a lot of logistics, frozen logistics, important.
Which is not easy.
Not easy, no, not at all.
Well, Steve, thank you so much
Yeah,
for being
it's been a
on
lot of fun.
the Lucie Spotlight.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see the next growth trajectory.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, keep going, and thanks for all that you're doing here
Appreciate
in our
it.
city of Atlanta.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words. Adios.
Our mission is simple: create your news. When we create it, we hope to spotlight your purpose. Life's too short to be stuck in a world that becomes stale. What's your purpose? Are you living it? If not, the time is now. Thanks for listening and watching. Carpe Diem.